Jared,
What?
can you tell us about tyre deflators, please?
I certainly can, James. So tyre deflator. Tyre deflator can be anything from something as simple as a rock, and you can get more expensive than that. Actually, I've got a couple in the back of the car here. Let me just grab them out. Woo! So I've got a couple of different types with me today, but a rock, because it's pointy. The idea behind a tyre inflator is that you got to get the air out of the tyre. So if you're in a pinch, like you're stuck on the beach and you really just need to get your tyre pressure down, and you don't care what number it is as long as you get more bags so you can get out of there before the tide comes in, then even a rock will push on the valve and pull air out of it. I'll show you in a second. Next up on your level, you've got these storms, which are valves which you can preset to a certain pressure. So this is good. I've got one here for each tyre. I can stick those on, wander away, have a wee or whatever, and then come back and the tyres are all down to what I set them to, which I usually set them to about 20 psi for these. And then if you want to get a bit more accurate, then you can use an actual tyre deflator. This is an ARB digital one, and it's got a system in here for removing the valve stem core, and you pull that out, and then you can use this bit here to let pressure out or not. So in that way, doesn't let the pressure out that way, lets the pressure out. And we'll do a bigger video on tyre deflators sometime in the near future, so maybe comment down below as to what tyre deflators you want to see. We've got a few of the common ones, but I'm going to invest in a few of these other ones that are coming onto the market at the moment. But really a tyre deflator is for letting the volume down, so stick with me a second and I'll show you how a couple of them work. So take the lid off, put that somewhere where you probably won't lose it. So really, I don't know if you can see it on the video, but there's this little center stem here, and pushing that in is what makes air come out. And so the storms have been preset to a certain temperature, certain pressure. And so when I put them on, I can literally walk away and they'll actually just stop deflating when the tyre gets to the right deflation. However, these days I like to have a little bit more control over my tyre pressure. So today we're out in the bush. I actually reduced it to 17 psi. So you screw it on like that. We're not going to make this a proper how-to, so I won't show you exactly. And then I usually like to hold pressure in there. Unscrew the valve core, pull her out. Oh, make sure you unscrew the valve core all the way, because otherwise you're not going to get much pressure out of it. That feels better. So you can control the rate of deflation. You won't be able to see what pressure you're at on the dial while you're deflating. So you've got to stop and check every now and then. So let's take this down to 17, which is whatever all the other tyres are at. I actually pumped it up just for you guys. I actually knew that James was going to ask me the question, by the way. Actually, I can't be bothered going down to 17 at the moment, just while we're on video. So first thing to do when you're taking the tyre deflator off is to make sure you screw the valve back in. Because if you unscrew it without the valve back in, means there's basically an open hole between the inside of the tyre and the outside of the tyre, and all the air is going to come out and you're not going to be able to do anything about it. And if you're unlucky, you'll lose your valve core. So screw that back in, just do it up nice and tight. You don't need to over tighten it. And then undo this bit. Like so. Stick your lid back on so you don't get crud in the valve and that doesn't start deflating itself. And that is 3 different types of tyre deflators. So you're getting good value for money there. So we'll see if you can provide you good value for money on the next video. Coming soon.